Welcome back to MOOC on understanding gender and gender roles in different cultural contexts. The understanding and expectations of gender vary in different cultural contexts. This unit provides an overview of the terminology and definitions related to gender and gender roles. To start with, let's look at the plan of this unit. In the first video, we will first start with the introduction of key concepts of gender through the help of Genderbread person. What that is, you will shortly know. We will then look at gender roles and cultural gendered meanings. You will listen to an Erasmus student talking about football and gendered intercultural experiences afterwards. The fourth video will include a discussion of the importance of power distance, as well as the concepts of masculinities and femininities in different cultural contexts. When I say gender, what comes to your mind? Images of women and men? What do those images include? Physical bodily details? Expressions of certain norms? Or something else? Gender is a social and cultural construct. But before we come to this, it is important to understand the difference between sex and gender. To do this, I'm going to use a graphic generally known as the genderbread person. Well, here you have many genderbread people. Here you see a diverse set of genderbread people. Let's look at one to get to know our first concept, sex. Sex is about the biological characteristics of a person, such as genitals, hormones, reproductive organs, chromosomes. People are born with a variety of these for different sexes, and the sex of a person is assigned at birth according to these. They are either male, female, or intersex. It is easier to know what I mean when I say a female or a male. What about intersex? Are you familiar with the concept? Intersex people are born with variations in their sex characteristics from what is typically defined as a female or male. For example, they may have the genitals and reproductive organs of a female body, but their hormones can be male. These kind of varieties are very common in all societies, but in everyday life, you cannot know a person's sex characteristics by just looking at them. Even the doctors need to do some analysis to understand the intersex physical reality. I want you to keep in mind that gender is constructed around the dichotomy of two sexes, and so let's move on to that discussion. Gender is related to social and cultural characteristics. There are four concepts associated with gender. Sex, male, female, intersex, I have already told you about. Identity is related to what people in their mind about themselves, being a woman, man, or genderqueer. Sexual orientation is about who is your attraction is towards, and expression is about how you express yourself. A little bit more detail. So gender identity is about womanness, manness. What does it mean to be a woman? Do you feel like a woman? In the third video, you will hear our Erasmus student identify as a woman. She states, I identify as a woman. What does it mean to identify as a woman, is that it is not about your physical reality, the sex you were born into, but it is about how you feel about yourself. Most of the time, people grow up believing and acting in their physical reality, but sometimes it is different. Womenness, manness, is defined by how you understand yourself and how you want to be identified by others. Genderqueer is a concept I will shortly describe in detail. Gender expression, on the other hand, is about being feminine or masculine or androgynous. While from early ages we learn to act feminine and masculine, dress more feminine or masculine, as we grow up and become older, we start to act more androgynous. So elderly people are more androgynous, though their cultural experiences and what they have identified all their life can be women or men. Sexual orientation. Sexual orientation is usually identified as attraction towards sexually or romantically or emotionally towards someone. And who is what defines your sexual orientation? If you are attracted to the opposite sex within the dichotomy, you're a heterosexual. If you are attracted to the same sex, you are a homosexual, a lesbian, or a gay. If you are attracted to both sexes, you identify as bisexual. And if you are attracted to all people regardless of their sex or gender identity, you identify as a pansexual usually. Queer or genderqueer is a concept that is used as an umbrella term for sexual and gender minorities. It originally means peculiar or strange. It can be used to refer to all gender identities out of the dichotomy of woman-men and female-male. Simply, queer is a term that includes all gender diversity in the society.